Yeah, the whole group felt we won 83 games last year, and that was kind of the message in spring training was we're going to build off this 83, and no, we're not surprising the teams anymore. People know how talented we were, but nobody was giving us a chance to win. It was in every publication everywhere that we were going to regress, and I wanted our guys to know that, and they took it personal, and we just won 100 in the AL East.
Does that surprise you at all? Even a little bit, 100 wins?
I wouldn't have thought maybe we were going to win 100 before the year, but I knew we were a good club, and I knew we had to stay healthy, and there's a lot of things. But as the year goes along and we're piling up wins and winning a ton of series, I didn't think that, it wasn't impossible for us to do that.
As that
next game, it's one thing to have Gunnar Henderson to play tonight, but also to have guys like D.L. Hall, Heston Kjerstad contribute in a game like this. That's got to make it even more special.
So cool, yeah. How about DL? That was, right in the heart of their order, big part of the game. He's got great stuff, and we got him at the right time. We got him here at the right time. He's been a huge help for us. He's good against lefties and righties, and for him to get those outs that he did, that was a big part of the game.
In the Saturday night game in Cleveland, if you had not won that game, you would have only been a half a game ahead. Can you talk about how the pitching particularly has sort of stepped up from that Means game on?
No doubt. Means and Gibby. Means and Gibby there, those last two games in Cleveland. We've had a lot of things. I mean, we lost the two games in Tampa, first two games against Tampa here, and then showed the toughness to come back and win the last two games. And then, like I said, people didn't realize how hard that 7-game trip was on the road at the back end of that long 17-game stretch. And for us to go 4-3, have an opportunity to win another one, we didn't, but to go have a winning road trip, pitch extremely well the last two games, and carry that into this homestand, we're going to go as far as we pitch, and we play a lot of close games. So I wish we could win 8-1 one time, but it doesn't happen very often.
Tyler was such a huge part
of
this rotation early in the year. How meaningful is it to have him here for this celebration of the AL East?
That wasn't I didn't go into the game. I didn't set that up. That wasn't Tyler's going to close to get the last 3 outs of this game. It was just kind of the way it happened. When I used Cano against those 3 righties and one of them got a hit, I got to bring in Perez there for Devers. And then I got to figure out how we're going to get 3 outs against the middle of their order there. And for me, Tyler's a pitcher first, and that's why you take your chances. He felt good after. I don't think he's gone back-to-back, too, and this whole time. So in 95, first time going back-to-back, really good changeup. He can pitch, and so you feel comfortable with him in that spot if he feels good, which he did.
You had mentioned after the first clinch that kind of felt a little bit bad. It was a harsh reality that there were some guys who couldn't be there. Tyler Wells was among them. How good does it feel that he can be here for this one, but also play a big role in it?
Yeah, huge role in it. He's a favorite. He's a great story. So we all know the story. The Rule 5 makes the team. We're not very good. Probably the reason why he made the team, and then just keep giving him opportunities. And next thing you know, he's closing on a bad club, but he's pitching in kind of high pressure situations, and he responded extremely well and had a great first half in the rotation, and ran out of gas just because he wasn't built up to handle that workload. It's going to be better for it next year, and to go kind of swallow his pride a little bit, honestly. And go pitch in AA and AAA games just to see if we can hopefully get him out of the bullpen in kind of spots like this. Maybe not exactly like this, but in sometime in the last third of the game, let's take a chance, and he's come through.
Randy, for you personally, 5 years ago you sat in that chair. You knew this was going to be a big job with the rebuild and everything. The perception a lot of times is when a team gets through that original manager might not even be there. For you to see this through and to now be managing a 100-win team going to the playoffs, what does that mean to you personally?
It means a lot. I mean, Mike told me that he was hiring me not to. He said the exact same thing. I'm not hiring you to replace you when we get more talented, and he held true to that. And he was, like I've said before, he was way more patient, honestly, those first few years than I was, because it was hard. I mean, I took losses hard, and I knew we weren't as talented as other teams, but I just felt bad for the guys in the clubhouse, and we're pulling for them, and it beats you up. And Mike showed great patience and understood that the plan was in place, and he drafted extremely well and got more talent in this organization, like he said he was going to. And you're seeing it now. 2 years ago, if you sat in this chair, 110 losses, I wouldn't have thought we were going to win 100 games or win the AL East 2 years later. And for me, that's a remarkable story, and it just shows to how good he is as a leader and also an evaluator.
When the fact that all those guys came with you through this journey, just your feelings on what they've gone through and what they've accomplished.
The players?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the nicest thing for me is there were so many rough nights in 1921 that, there's still a lot of guys that were in that clubhouse that are celebrating right now. And, it's tough to get beat up. And we had that long losing streak a couple of years ago, and all those things that were just all you read about or hear about was negative. And that's hard to play on a nightly basis like that. That's hard to stay positive. And those guys did. And they turned the corner last year. And so to see them, we have a really good mix of players, younger players as well as the guys that have been around a little bit, and then some guys that have been around 9-10 years that are really influential. But to see them turn the corner, celebrate tonight, win the AL East, we're going to win 100-plus games. That's a huge deal.